Test. Good evening, fans, and welcome to the Drubner Center. Mike Vesci joining you at the last minute on the call for this one, so we're going to hop right into it. Starting lineups are just read out. For the Eagles, it's Peric Groves, Shahid Stevenson, Andrea Fahervary, Shahid Stevenson, DiFrancesco, and Duncan. As for the visiting Penmen, it's Carol, Davia, Freebelin, Peterson, Ibrahimi, Chevalier, and Miles. I apologize if I botched some of the last names as I kind of get my bearings on this game because I found out about 10 minutes ago I'm doing play-by-play for it. With that being said, I'm still learning the pronunciations for some of the visiting Penman players, so bear with me as we go on early on into this one. I have Christina Perich laughing at me on the court because no one realized that I was doing this tonight. As we're ready to go, the Eagles at 20-3, off to one of their best starts since 2016. When they started 24-3, they're looking to continue that streak tonight. The Penmen, on the other hand, looking for their first win of the season, coming into this one at 0-23. They've only won 7 sets out of all of those games so far. Their closest matchup was a 3-2 loss to Georgian Court in 5 sets. As we get ready to get underway here with the first serve, it will come from the Penmen, and it's Sophia Chavalet. Again, I will get it right, and that's going to be a service error right off the bat. Post women's soccer just finishing up as well. They win their final game of the 2025 campaign 6-0 over Lincoln University. Congratulations to head coach Meg Ryan on her first collegiate win as a head coach. Alyssa Groves getting ready to serve on the other side, gets it over the net, and then it's going to be hit over there by Chevalier, getting closer to getting that name correct. She's unable to corral the service. So it'll be a service ace for Groves, who will serve yet again from behind the line. Groves gets it over to that Chevalier again. And then it's just going to be blocked down in front by Shahid Stevenson. A nice easy one for Nuri Shahid Stevenson. Nuri and Nia. Nuri is number 10. Nia wearing number 6 for your Eagles. Over the net again for Groves. Chevalier gets it. Looking to kill it over the net is Carroll. It's blocked down by Shahid Stevenson, twins up there. And it's quickly 4-0 post here in set number 1. Groves to serve again. Again, we started off with a service error by Chevalier. Couldn't get it over the net, and now Eagles on a little bit of a 4 run here. Chevalier again has trouble handling it. Nearly flying into us is Peterson, and Peterson can't get it to anybody. Makes it a 5-0 set. Groves to serve again, 5-0 Eagles. Groves looking to get closer to the most digs in CACC history. That's the first time the Penmen are able to return it over the net. Perich with the kill. It's now 6-0. Groves just about 150-ish digs away from the CACC all-time record. The important thing to note about that record, though, is that it came in the era when they played sets to 30 points. As a little bit of a struggle to get it over again for the Penmen. DiFrancesco with the serve. It's blocked in front. They'll do it again. Perich goes up for it. Chevalier in the back row able to corral it. Carroll over. It's dug out by Groves. DiFrancesco with the set. And Shahid Stevenson with the kill. That's going to be Nia Shahid Stevenson. 7-0 Eagles here in the early going of set number 1. Groves to serve again. Gets it over, and the libero over there, and Ibrahimi is able to grab it, but then it goes out of bounds. Quick timeout coming here from the Penmen. 8-0. We'll be right back in a moment here on the CACC Network. Back in the Drubner Center, Post leads 8-0 after the Penman timeout. It was a run started off by a service error by Chevalier, and it's been all Eagles since then. Groves still serving for Post. Carroll gets it over the net. DiFrancesco is able to get it. Groves now digs it out. And Parrish with the big slam. It's dug out there by Ibrahimi. Set back up again for Carroll. Gets over, and Groves not able to get it, and that will be the first point of the match for the Penmen. Back to service Freebelin for the first time in the match. Gets it over, dug out over there by Parrish. Parrish is going to go up for the kill again. Blocked in front by Miles. Eagles able to get it back over again. Carroll's going to go in for the kill. Can't do so. Dug out by Groves. DiFrancesco with the set. Parrish, big slam, and it's going to be ruled in point Post. It's now 9-1. Just got that on the line to our near side over here at the scorer's table. Entry coming in is Raisa Salters for the Eagles. Moving on out is Nuri Shahid Stevenson. Nia Shahid Stevenson. Salter gets it over. Dug out there, and then it's going to be slammed over, at least attempted to, by Peterson. Nice block in front by Parrish and Shahid Stevenson. And then just a stop tap over by Peterson again. Groves with the set. DiFrancesco looking for the kill. Almost gets in, but the libero Ibrahimi able to get in. DiFrancesco with the set. Parrish again. Big kill there, and it's 10-1 Post. Moving quickly here through set one. All Eagles to start. 10 of the first 11 points away. Salter to serve in the back. Gets it over. Dug out over there by Chevalier. Eventually it gets over. DiFrancesco sets up Shahid Stevenson for a nice slow tap kill. And the Eagles now lead by 10 here in set number one. Raisa Salter gets it over, dug out by Chevalier. Carroll is just going to have to knock it over. Nothing able to get set up there. Fahervery was able to get it over to DiFrancesco. Parrish with the attempt on the kill. Can't get it. Ibrahimi got it out, dug out, and then it's back over from Groves. Parrish, big kill, but it goes just wide. Point Penman, 11-2. Never mind, that was actually tipped on the way down, so it is 12-1 Eagles as Salter will deliver the ball again. Chevalier hits it backwards. It's going to go off the scoreboard, and that's going to be out. So it's now 13-1. Ball goes into the rafters and comes back down. Salter will continue to serve. So far, Parrish leading the way with 3 kills. A .385 hit percentage for the Eagles. As for Southern New Hampshire, 0 on 12 total attempts so far. 1 kill, 1 error on the attack. Nice tip by Shahid Stevenson in front. Try to do it again. Carroll, it's going to be... That's going to be a ball handling error for the Eagles because Shahid Stevenson touched the net. Checking in now is Burgos for the Penmen. Coming out of the game is Peterson. And Burgos will serve for the first time today in the 13-2 game. And she serves it right into the net, goes right back to Post, 14-2. Eliana Ortiz checks into the match now for Vivian Andrea Fahervery. Parrish now back to serve. A dug out there by Chevalier. Carroll's going to get it in the air, and it's dug out there by Groves. Going over for the kill is Ortiz. A nice block in front by Miles and Davila, excuse me. Penman get one back, 14-3. Carroll back to serve. 6 digs so far for Alyssa Groves, 6 assists for DiFrancesco. Alice looking for another one there as Shahid Stevenson is set up for the kill, can't get it. Dug out and just going to go over by Ibrahimi. Salter had to come in to get that one. Eliana Ortiz tries to get it over. A nice block down by Miles to keep it over. Parrish just has to hit it over. Ibrahimi's able to dig it out. Set up to Miles again. Miles blocked down by Shahid Stevenson. And the Eagles lead 15-3. Eagles looking to get their 8th straight win and move to 21-3. Shahid Stevenson checks out, it looks like. Yep. Alexa Arnold will check in for the first time today. Here comes her first serve. Ibrahimi digs it out. Set up over there by Davila, and then it's going to tip off the top of the net, and it's going to be another point for Post. 16-3. Arnold back to serve again. Post with 4 service aces so far in this one. 3 of them from Melissa Groves, who also has 7 digs. Arnold to serve. 16-3 game. Dug out by Chevalier. She's going to go up for the kill. Blocked down by Duncan and DiFrancesco. Chevalier again gets it over. Perich digs it out. DiFrancesco over to Ortiz, and that's going to be dug out by Ibrahimi again. Davila goes up, and Miles with the kill, and that gets the run stopped for the Eagles. And it'll be Ibrahimi back to serve for the Penmen, who trail by 12 here in the middle of set number 1. Ibrahimi gets it over. Dug up by Salter. DiFrancesco with the set. Ortiz gets it over. It's tipped in front by Davila. Chevalier gets it over. A nice dig by Groves, but Salter not able to dig it out as it was too low to the ground. It's 16-5 now. Another point for the Penmen, who have scored each of the last 2. Groves kind of landed awkwardly on her shoulder, her elbow, and she's laughing about it a little. Perich digs that one out. DiFrancesco to Duncan, and it looks like it goes just out of bounds, 16-6. So a little 3-0 run here to get some momentum going for the Penmen here in set number 1 after the Eagles controlled the early going with the points, scoring 10 of the first 11 in the set. Since then, it's been 5-5 the rest of the way after that slow start for the Penmen. DiFrancesco sets it over, and a nice kill. It goes down as a kill. Skip the set and put it over for DiFrancesco. Her first kill of the game. The setter of the week for the Eagles after averaging over 11 assists per set in the last week. Melissa Groves was also named Defensive Player of the Week. Christina Perich, no doubter again, as she was named the Player of the Week. And we've got a violation, it looks like, on the Penmen in terms of where they set up. And that'll be another point for Post, 18-6. Give it another service ace for DiFrancesco. That's her first of the game. 5 service aces so far for Post, who's hitting it at a 273 clip so far in this one. DiFrancesco just gets that one over, and back-to-back service aces for the Eagles, who now lead 19-6. Post at the net so far, 4 block assists, 12 total digs, 7 assists from DiFrancesco. This one's going to be set up for Friebelin, and she's going to get it in there for a kill. Penmen get a point back, 19-7. Julia Peterson checking back in for the Penmen for Burgos. Perich leading the way still with 4 kills on 10 attempts. She's averaged over a 280 attack percentage in each of her last 4 or 5 games. That was just a little bit of a miscommunication from the Eagles, and that'll get the Penmen another point back, 19-8 now. Service ace credited to Davila, DiFrancesco over to Shahid Stevenson, and it's blocked out of bounds. Post point, 28. So far, Jordan Carroll with 2 kills leading the way for the Penmen, 100 attack percentage with 1 error on those 10 total attempts. 5 assists for Davila. Fahervery gets it over. Kill shot there from Peterson is going to be dug out, and DiFrancesco over to Perich. Ibrahimi is going to dig it out over the net. Duncan looks to try and get it back over, can't do so. And then a nice block in front on Chevalier again by that post defense. Chevalier goes up, it's blocked, but then it goes on the Eagles side. DiFrancesco can't dig it out, and it's now 20-9. Penmen have recovered from that slow start. Again, like I mentioned, 10 of the first 11 points went the Eagles' way, and now the Penmen have scored 8 of the last several points, and Chevalier can't get it over again. Go down as another service error for the Penmen, who now trail 21-9. Arnold checks out of the game. Both Shaheed Stevenson twins are in now at the front line. Groves serving. Dug out there by Freeland. Setting it up on the other side for Carroll. Gets it over. DiFrancesco digs it out, and then Groves sets it up for Parrish. Big kill. And that's going to make it a 22-9 game. Groves back to serve. Eagles 3 points away from a first set win. Gets it over, and Ibrahimi is able to dig it out. Carroll's going to go for the kill. Groves digs it out. Goes off the rafters. Fahervery gets it. Parrish gets it right into the net. And it'll be 22-10 post. Freeland now back to serve on the left side of the court. Freeland gets it over. Dug up by Fahervery. DiFrancesco over for the easy kill for Shaheed Stevenson. That's Nuri Shaheed Stevenson. Third kill of the set. Races Salter back. Gets it over. Carroll's going to hit it, but it's going to go right off that rafter and bounce right down. And point for post. Another service says 24-10 now. Salter looking for the set point here, as it's been all Eagles from the very start of this one. Salter can't get it over, though, and that'll go down as a service error, 24-11. Dea Jean-Baptiste checks in. Ananda Burgos back to serve. Burgos gets it over. Groves digs it out. DiFrancesco sets up Parrish. Parrish gets it over to Ibrahimi. Miles with the set. Carroll gets it over. Nice dive by Fahervery, but no one else is going to be there to grab it for the Eagles. Point for the Penmen, who are on a little bit of a 2-0 run now here. Again, they'll have to score the next 12 to be able to force a 24-24 all tie. DiFrancesco with the set. Parrish with the soft touch. Carroll. And it's just kind of pushed over by Davila. And then nice dig out there by Burgos. Set up to Carroll. Carroll can't get it over. Set number one goes the Eagles' way. 25-12. 3 minutes, we'll be back here on the CACC Network. Your Eagles lead 1-0. All right, we're back in the Drubner Center with set number 2. Eagles win that first one 25-12 and looking to keep it rolling. We apologize, too, if you're trying to watch on YouTube right now. For some reason, it is not going live. We're working to fix that if you are trying to watch it on YouTube. But at this point, you're probably watching it on the CACC network, so no worries there. Groves to serve, gets it over. Carroll digs it out, and then going up for the kill is Carroll. Groves with a nice dig, and Parrish with the big kill over. No, it looked like she was. She gets it back over as Carroll's dig out. Went right back over to Parrish, who just simply put it down, and now it's 1-0 here in set number 2 for your Eagles. Groves gets that one over. And it's going to be Peterson getting it over for the kill. Can't get it. The attack attempt. Parrish, and then in front, she needs Stevenson with the set. DiFrancesco just flicks it over. Chevalier gets it over to Carroll. Carroll with the dig out there by Groves. DiFrancesco over to Parrish. Big slam. Ibrahimi gets it. Dug out over there by Chapman, and then hit over by Peterson. DiFrancesco over to Shahid Stevenson with the teardrop in there and gets the kill. 2-0 Eagles here in set number 2. As that serve goes out of bounds, it will go back over to Southern New Hampshire. Burgos with the service over. Stevenson tries to drop it in. Ibrahimi digs it out. Carroll gets it over. Groves with the dig out. DiFrancesco, and it looked like Shahid Stevenson was going to go up for the kill and then didn't. And then Parrish, it was too low at that point to get it up and over. So we're tied at 2 here in set number 2. Burgos gets it over. Parrish digs it out. Shahid Stevenson goes in for the kill. Can't get it. And now back over to Parrish. It's blocked down in front by the front line of Miles and Davila. Parrish again tries to get over. Parrish again. Second time's the charm for Christina Parrish, twice this set. Back to serve is Raisa Salter. Gets it over. Chevalier digs it out. Carroll goes in for the kill. Dug out by Salter. DiFrancesco with the set. Parrish. And it's blocked in front by Miles and Davila. Up and over. DiFrancesco with the set. Parrish. Over to Ibrahimi, who digs it out. Davila over Miles with the kill, and Miles gives the Penmen their first lead of the entire game, 4-3. Eagles started out 2-0, and now it's 4-3 Penmen. Carroll back to serve. Gets it over. Salter sets it, digs it out. DiFrancesco with a nice little teardrop over it. And the Penmen were unable to corral it. Makes it 4-4. Parrish back to serve. Eliana Ortiz checking in for Vivian Andrea Ferveri. Parrish into the net. 5-4 Penmen. Ibrahimi serves, gets it over. Parrish gets it over to DiFrancesco, and Ortiz goes up for the kill. And it's dug out over there by Davila. Davila sending over to Chevalier. It's going to stay in. Groves let it go. It's 6-4 now, Penman. Just a couple miscues so far in this set for the Eagles, but still lots of volleyball to be played as that one just goes out of bounds on the service. And the Eagles get one back. Up and over, and then dug out by Davila. Parrish. Ibrahimi with the nice dig, and it goes back over post way. DiFrancesco with the set. Ortiz with the kill blocked in front. DiFrancesco tries to do it, and she's blocked in front by a pair of Penmen. It looks like that was Friebelin and Chevalier. One's up and over for the Penmen. Killed by Duncan, dug out by, Ibrahimi. Back over. Ortiz now going to try and go for the kill. Can't get it. Blocked down by Duncan, and it's going to go post way. 7-6, Penmen still lead. Parrish leading the way with 7 kills. Groves with 12 digs. DiFrancesco with 11. What a nice little teardrop over there by DiFrancesco on the set, but Penman dig it out nicely and set up Chevalier to give the Penmen an 8-6 lead. Southern New Hampshire coming back after a slow start in set number 1 to get themselves back in this match. Again, the Eagles scored 10 of the first 11 in set number 1, and then from that point on, the Penmen did start to find the rhythm. Shahid Stevenson with a tap into the net. It's now 9-6. So far, 5 different post players with at least 1 kill. That one almost gets stuck in the rafters. Eliana Ortiz is going to just set it up and over. Dug out by Chevalier. Going up for that one was Peterson. It goes over, and it goes off of Grove's face as the block attempt by Shahid Stevenson in front was off her face, and then it just kind of went out. Chevalier gets it over. Parrish to DiFrancesco. Duncan looks for the kill, and it's dug up by Chevalier. Set up nicely by Davila. And Carroll with a kill, and the Penmen getting a little bit of a run going here. They've scored 4 of the last 5 points. A couple errors by the Eagles, but a couple big kills as well for Penmen as they're up 5, and Parrish just can't dig that one out. It's now 12-6 Penmen. Again, we mentioned coming into the match, the Penmen have only won 7 sets this year. Across their last 5 matches, they've won 2 sets, one against Franklin Pierce and one against Pace. However, they've only won 2 sets in one matchup, and that was against the Lions of Georgian Court, who the Eagles swept earlier this year at home. Post will return to conference play after this match for the rest of the year, as Groves can't handle that one. They'll end the year at home against Bridgeport and Holy Family before going on the road to face Dominican and Felician. When that game on Thursday gets underway, if the Eagles are to win it, they would outright win the CACC North Division title. For I believe it was, got to look at the record book again as Duncan gets a kill there, the first time since 2018. Last year, the Eagles did get the top seed in the CACC North, but they finished in a tie with Bridgeport for the CACC North Division, therefore making them co-champions of the North Division. But they'll look to outright win it on Thursday when Bridgeport comes to town. Chevalier, a little bit of a weird one. Miles gets it, and it goes over, but out of play. Eagles looking to slowly work their way back into this one, down 13-9, trailed by as many as 6. That one stays in bounds and a service ace for Groves. It's now 13-10. Post starting to piece it together with 3 of the last 4 points after that brief Penman run. Groves again gets it over to Carroll. And no one's able to figure it out there, so that'll go down as another service ace for the Eagles. Who are now within 2. Groves now with 5 service aces. Carroll digs it out. I think that was Chevalier. Got the ref in front of me, couldn't see. Carroll is going to get it, and then Shahid Stevenson. Not really sure what happened there. It'll be Ananda Burgos going back to serve it. Burgos gets it over. Fahervery digs it out. DeFrancesco with the set. Parrish with the kill shot, and it's out of bounds. Penman now lead 15-11 here in set number 2. Burgos serving over. Parrish has a tough time handling it. DeFrancesco, and then Shahid Stevenson's going to knock it over. Chevalier off of the rafters. Miles gets it over. Dug out by Groves. DeFrancesco with the set. Parrish gets it over, and that's going to get down for a kill. Parrish's 8th of the game as Salter's going to check in for Shahid Stevenson. Nia Shahid Stevenson coming out of the game. So far today, she's got 3 kills on 6 attempts with 1 error for a 333 hit percentage. 1 block assist as well for 3.5 points. And another violation in terms of setup for the Penmen results in another Eagles point. I think that's the 2nd or 3rd time that's happened so far in this match. It's now 15-3 as Post is trying to climb their way back into this one. They've won 3 of the last 5 points. 4 of the last 5 points now with that one. Head coach Braden Zamore talking with his team, trying to figure everything out. Was talking with the side ref closest to us about what exactly the violation was. So Eagles within 2 yet again. Salter serving, gets it over. That one's going to be dug out on the other side by, I think, Chevalier. Couldn't see it. Carroll goes long, and it's now 15-14. Southern New Hampshire has done a good job of limiting their errors in this set. So far in the last set, they had 4 attack errors. So far in this set, they have none. 6 kills on 16 attempts for 375 attack percentage. As for the Eagles, they, as of right now, during this rally, as Chevalier digs it out, 115 average, 7 kills, 4 errors on 26 total attempts. Parrish with the kill shot over, it goes out of bounds after it was dug out by Chevalier. 15 all. That's another kill for Parrish, who's at 9 now. Her hit percentage falling down a little bit to 185 from where it was earlier in the match, above 300, but that's to be expected when you're getting that many attempts in a game. She usually averages around 20 to 30. That one's over by Fahervery. DeFrancesco, Parrish. It's blocked down. Miles gets it and gets it over. Parrish again at the net, blocked down by Miles. They're going to call a net violation. Posts point 16-15. The Eagles have taken the lead. That'll result in a timeout for the Penmen, who now trail 16-15. So let's catch you up on some stats so far in this one. Jordan Carroll is leading the charge for SNHU with 5 kills. Chevalier with 4 kills. Carroll with a .083 hit percentage. Chevalier with a .375. Ibrahimi leads the team for SNHU with 12 digs. Chevalier close behind with 9. 10 assists leads the way for Davila on the Penman side. As for the Eagles, Parrish leading the way with 10 kills on 29 attempts, .241 hit percentage with only 3 errors. Again, that's your player of the week for the CACC yet again. I believe that's her 6th now on the season. 14 digs for Alyssa Groves to lead the way, as well as 5 service aces. Eagles as a team have 10 service aces to only 3 service errors. DeFrancesco with the team leading 14 assists so far. Blocks only 4 for Post, 6 in total for the visiting Southern New Hampshire University Penmen, who led most of this set. After they took a 4-3 lead, it really has been a back-and-forth set compared to set number 1, where Post dominated from start to finish, 25-12. And now the Penmen pushing back here in set number 2. keeping it close, and Eagles just regained the lead on the run that they went on. And Salter back to see if she can keep it going. Raisa Salter so far with 4 digs, 3 service aces, 2 assists. Gets it up, gets it over. Dug out by Chevalier. Carroll blocked in front by DeFrancesco and Shahid Stevenson. Shahid Stevenson goes for the kill, but a nice stop by Burgos. Gets over Shahid Stevenson. DeFrancesco to Parrish, and it's out of bounds. Penman get the point, and we're tied at 16 all. Post as a team so far attacking at a 217 clip in this match. 17 assists for them as a team, 10 service aces. 29 total digs as a team. That's just going to go out of bounds on the serve by Carroll. Eliana Ortiz checking back in for Vivian Andrea Fahervery, and Parrish back to serve with the Eagles back in front, 17-16. Off day for the Eagles tomorrow. Then they'll go to take on Bridgeport here at home. 6 o'clock start. Ibrahimi digs it out. And trying to get it over the net was Davila. Ortiz gets it over. Ibrahimi with the set. Over to Miles. Miles gets it over. Dug out by Groves. DeFrancesco. And then a push over by Shahid Stevenson. Too long. We're tied at 17 all here in set number 2. The Penmen putting up quite a fight compared to some of their recent matches in terms of ones they've had. It's one of their closest sets in quite some time, actually, to be tied at 17 all. And Parrish knocks that one off of the basketball hoop on the near side, the ones that are surrounding the main ones on the court. Ibrahimi back to serve. Gets it over. Groves digs it out. DeFrancesco. Shahid Stevenson with the block, or excuse me, the kill attempt is blocked down. Couldn't see who that was. Chevalier tried to get it over, couldn't do so. She was the last line of defense on the third touch. Alexa Arnold now will check back in to take the serve for Post as we're tied at 18 all here. Set number 2. Arnold with 24 service aces coming into the game. She has none so far today. Duncan with the kill. Dunks it in there. 19-18. Post regains the slight edge. Arnold back to serve. Gets it over. Carroll digs it out. And it's set over there by Davila. Kill attempt by Chevalier. Dug out by Arnold. And that one's going to go out of bounds. Penman point. Tied at 19 all. Set number 2. The last time that the Penman had this close of a set in terms of closeness was a couple of, looking at the wrong team here, as Duncan goes up for the kill, is blocked down, and a couple bad touches. Eagles can't get it under control, 20-19. Last time they had this close of a set was a 28-26 set win against Pace University in set number 2 of their matchup on October 28th. They would go on to lose that one in 4 sets. So they split the first 2 sets and then lost the last 2, 25-11 and 25-20. Another block down there by the front line in Freevelin and Peterson. And the Penmen inching closer to their first set win of the night. It would be their 8th of the season. The Eagles looking to will their way back into this. They've gotten back into it a couple times with some short runs. They look to do so again. But the Penmen have started to sort things out, and the Eagles need to mount a response. Ortiz gets it over. Chevalier. Davila digs it out. Peterson gets it over. DeFrancesco. Kill attempt by Duncan. Ibrahimi. It's off her chest and down for the point. 21-20. Penmen still in front as Shahid Stevenson will check back into the game. Nia Shahid Stevenson will check back in. And DeFrancesco back to serve for the Eagles, who trail by 1 now. DeFrancesco gets it over. Dug out by Chevalier. Davila. And then Chevalier looks to try and get it over and kind of flinched in front. It looks like she thought the ball was about to hit her. We're tied at 21 here in set number 2. Eagles come back with 2 quick points after a 3-0 run by SNHU. Kill attempt there by Freevelin, dug out. And now Stevenson is just going to have to knock it over. She wasn't in position to do anything with it. Kill attempt over by Peterson, brought down. DeFrancesco to Ortiz, and it's going to be dug out by Carroll. Davila again, setting up Chevalier, and it's blocked down by Duncan on their side. Penman regained the lead 22-21. Chevalier back to serve. Penman up by 1 yet again. Gets it over, dug out by Groves. DiFrancesco sets it up. Ortiz goes up for the kill, and it's dug out by Davila, but she hits it off the bottom of the rafter just right, so it goes down at a 90-degree angle. And Post now tied back up at 22 all. The thing about these rafters here is they're low. If you hit it high, it's still in play, but it can bounce around. That's something that head coach Tiffany Verney has worked on with her team over the last few years since she's gotten here to help them prepare for those awkward bounces on this Drubner Center ceiling. And it's something that helps serve them well against their opponents because of the fact that they're unable to anticipate it when they haven't played here before. And what a nice little sequence there. Duncan and Shahid Stevenson, it kind of just ricocheted off both of them. Parrish was able to dig it out and get it over the net. And no one from the Penman was expecting that to happen. And the Eagles have regained the lead 23-20 with a 3-1 run here. A 4-1 run here in set number 2. Penman called timeout. We'll give you some updated numbers here. Eagles attacking at a 181 clip, as that's just been updated. 20 assists so far as a team, still 10 service aces, only 3 service errors, as Penman have had 6 service errors and only 3 service aces. 9 total blocks for the Penman, 4 total blocks for the Eagles, 34 total digs for the Eagles, only 30 digs for SNHU. 24 total kills so far for Post, only 16 for SNHU. 11 total attack errors for Post to the 7 for the Penman. 72 total attempts by Post to 62 for SNHU, who are led right now by Chevalier with 6 kills, a .250 hit percentage, 10 total digs for Chevalier. Ibrahimi leads the way with 15 digs for the Penman. DiFrancesco leads with 16 assists for Post. 15 digs for Alyssa Groves leads the way, and then 11 kills for Christina Parrish leads the way for Post. So ready to get back underway here in set number 2 with the score 23-22 in favor of the Penman. The Eagles, who retook the lead just before that timeout by the Penman. Ibrahimi, a tough one there as Davila is able to dig it out. DiFrancesco over to Parrish. Parrish with the kill. Oh, Ibrahimi's going to hit it into the scorer's table, and the Eagles are now 1 point away from completing the comeback after trailing by as many as 6 in this second set and taking a 2-0 lead against the Penman and moving 1 set closer to 21-3 on the year. One of their best starts to a year, like I mentioned, since 2016. Ibrahimi digs it out. Davila gets it over Carroll, and then it's dug out by Groves. DiFrancesco. Parrish blocks it out of bounds. It's blocked out of bounds, I should say, by Friebelin and Peterson on the far side, and the Eagles complete the comeback. They win set number 2, 25-22. They'll look to finish things off in set number 3 as they come back from 6 down in set number 2 to beat the Penman by 3. Penman, on the other hand, like I mentioned, still looking for their first win. If the Eagles are able to take this one, they will move to 11-0 at home this year, and the only other time that they've had a perfect record at home was the 2016 season when they went 26-6 overall. They were 13-0 that year. Eagles will have a chance to tie at 13-0 with 2 more home games after today. On the road, they're 8-3. They've suffered losses to AIC, Bentley, who has been in and out of the national rankings, and St. Anselm in 5 sets. 2 of those 3 losses have gone to 5 sets, with the other one going only 4 sets. We'll take a quick 1-minute break here, and we'll bring you the 3rd set here on the CACC Network. We apologize, we couldn't get the stream going on YouTube, but we are still live on the CACC Network. Set number 3 coming up right after this. 30 seconds away from set number 3 getting underway. And if you've enjoyed the commentary tonight, I'm back again on these on Thursday. We're going to bring some interns on air for the sets in that one. We've got a few interns here tonight, but this was kind of impromptu. I wasn't expected to be on this call, but I will be calling the game formally on Thursday night with a little more preparation behind me. And a few of our interns to my right will potentially be hopping on the call. We're waiting to see if they're interested in doing so. A few of them have some volleyball experience, so we figured why not have a little bit of fun. It's also CSC Appreciation Week, so to all of you college sports communicators who might be out there listening, if the folks up at SNHU, Eric Coplin and Bob Lipman are listening, happy CSC Week to you guys. And for all you do for Penman Athletics, I refuse to shout myself out, but I'll shout out my communication staff of Kristen Brown, Jarrett Michaels, Leah Lockwood, and Michael Bronson, who Leah and Michael are in class right now as the grad assistants. And then we've got 5 or 6 interns this semester from all sorts of schools across the state, Quinnipiac, New Haven, St. Joseph's, Eastern Connecticut next semester. So we appreciate all the hard work that the interns do to make these games possible, especially on nights where our grad assistants aren't able to make it because they have classes and they're doing the academic side of what the grad assistantship entails here at Post University. But anyways, back to the action. Third set, 2-0 Post after coming back in set number 2. Burgos to serve over and gets it over. Catalina Luzader seeing her first action in today's game, and she sets it up perfectly for the kill for Post. Luzader had, a season high in assists earlier this year. She's filled in when DeFrancesco has been unable to make it. She's been on the bench all season. My apologies. When she's been absent due to injury in a couple games. And so far this year, Luzader, a season-high 43 assists on the road against St. Anselm, 31 at home against Georgian Court. She's seeing some action here in the third set as the Eagles look to finish off the sweep. Parrish hits that one into the net, and the Penmen will tie this set up at 1-1. The Eagles get the first point just like they have in the first 2 sets, but like we saw in set number 2, this is a very resilient Penman team. They recovered from that slow start in set number 1 to really work the numbers towards, again, it won't show it. It was 25-12 at the end of set number 1, but the Eagles had 10 of the first 11 points in that set before the Penmen slowly were able to work their way back into it the rest of the way. Parrish gets that kill, 2-1 Post. That's her 15th of the game so far. 17 digs for Alyssa Groves, 18 assists for Alice DeFrancesco. 38 total digs as a team for Eagles. Defensively, 31 for SNHU. And Penman still led by Chevalier with 6 kills. Miles goes up for that one and makes it look easy. Jalen Miles has 41 kills coming into the year. She's got 3 tonight. Miles stands at 6'2", one of the tallest Penmen on the team, along with Jaden Chapman. Ibrahimi setting up Chevalier. It's blocked down on the post side by Luzader and Shahid Stevenson, Nuri Shahid Stevenson. I'm trying to make sure that I differentiate the two because they're twins. But with how fast volleyball action gets, it's hard to call out the full name. As Luzader sets up Parrish, Ibrahimi digs it out. Set up on that side, and Chevalier goes up and is unable to finish. Shahid Stevenson gets it over. Carroll digs it out. And then a nice kill over there. It looks like that was by Peterson on the setup from Davila. 4-2 Penman, just like it was in set number 2. They took the early lead and eventually led by as many as 6 in that one. Ibrahimi with the serve. Dug out by Groves. Luzader. Kill attempt by Shahid Stevenson. Dug out by Chevalier. And then a little bit of miscommunication there by Freebelin and Davila. Andrea Fehervary comes out. And in comes Eliana Ortiz. Christina Parrish on the back line serving. Brooke Larson looking at me from the music room over there. (5-3) Penman here in set number 3. Eagles lead 2-0 in the match in terms of sets. one goes right into the net by Davila, and it's now 5-4 Penman. Alexa Arnold checking in and will serve for Post. Arnold so far today, no stats recorded. She's played in all 3 sets. She's been primarily serving. Hasn't had to dig anything out. Carroll, Davila, and then just knocking it over is Peterson. Luzader set up by Ortiz, and that one's down for the kill. Ibrahimi couldn't quite dig it out, and now we are tied at 5-all here in set number 3. Arnold gets it over. And then it just goes too far. Ortiz is able to go for the kill, and Peterson's going to knock it back over out of bounds. Another point for Post. It's now 3 in a row to retake the set lead, 6-5. Arnold with the serve, dug out by Chevalier. Davila back over to Chevalier, blocked down by Duncan and possibly Luzader with the block assist, 7-5. Post now takes the lead with a 4-0 run. Arnold will continue to serve. Christina Parrish leading the way with 15 kills right now, the only Eagle in double digits for kills. Next closest is 5 from Duncan. Chevalier going up for the kill. It bounced off a couple of Eagles. I think it went off of Ortiz's face. She was faced away from us, so I couldn't tell. Yeah, I hit her in the face. They're all patting her head. Duncan's just patting on Ortiz's head as it's now 7-6. Post leading here in set number 3. Chevalier back to serve. Parrish digs it out. Luzader with the set, and up for it is Ortiz, and that's going to get in there. Chevalier not able to handle it. 8-6. Eagles take the lead. Post has won each of their last 3 matches in 4 sets. Another service ace there for the Eagles. Make that 11 on the day for them. Going for their 8th sweep of the season, if they can get it. Penman looking to avoid their 18th sweep against them this year. Luzader, Duncan, almost blocked down by Miles and Peterson. Freebelin is checking off. The Eagle lead back to 3. Vivian Andrea Fahervery back to serve. Gets it over. And the kill attempt there by Peterson, blocked down by that front line of, I believe that was Duncan and Parrish, as the Eagles inching closer and closer now as they've taken control here in set number 2 by 4 points. Fahervery back, serves. It's over. Chevalier, Davila, Peterson. Dug out by Luzader. Couldn't see behind the net. Looks like it was Groves to the setup for Parrish. Chevalier is able to dig it out. Davila over to Carroll. Carroll, big kill. 11-8 now in favor of the Eagles. Post had won for the last 5 points before that. Amanda Burgos now back to serve. Burgos gets it over. Dug out by Isabella Oliver, who's in the game now. Parrish, kill. Give her another. Christina Parrish, 16. She's working towards another 20-plus kill game right now. But Isabella Oliver seeing some action she's seen limited action this year. Primarily plays on the softball team here at Post, but also has been a player off the bench for the Eagles at times this year. But when she's not on the court, she's usually on the sideline as Chevalier hits that one in the net. She's usually on the sideline bringing the energy along with the rest of the Post bench when the Eagles are looking to get a rally going. Chevalier digs it out. Ibrahimi over to Carroll. And it's blocked down. I don't even think he got over the net, but Shaheed Stevenson twins were able to block that one down to keep it from getting over the net if it was going to. Nope, I lied. That was actually a point for the Penman. Groves sets it up for Parrish, dug out by Ibrahimi. Davila, Miles. It just goes right into the net. No block there, so it'll be Eagles point, 14-9. Post as a team attacking a 233 clip, 364 for Alani Duncan, who's 6 for 11 with 2 errors. As we've got a timeout from the Penmen, 1:15 on the clock. We'll keep it here. Here in set 3 right now, 14-9 post leads. If you're just joining us in set number 1, it was the Eagles 25-12, winners of 10 of the first 11 points in that one. And then Southern New Hampshire led by as many as 6 in set number 2. But the Eagles would storm back to win that one 25-22, and they now lead set number 3, 14-9. Like I mentioned, Southern New Hampshire still in search of their first win of the 2025 campaign. It's been a rough go so far at 0-23. Like I mentioned, only 7 set wins so far this season. Excuse me, 8 set wins. Want to make sure I get my numbers right there. Coming off a loss in 3 to Southern Connecticut State University. Before that, they lost to Pace in 4. A couple other sweeps along the way between a loss to Franklin Pierce. As for the Eagles, I mean, they've been hot as of late. 7 straight wins. This would be their 8th consecutive win. They started the year 9-0 before losing to Bentley, who I haven't checked the latest ABCA rankings. I'm pretty sure is close to being nationally ranked, if not is currently nationally ranked. Then lost to St. Anselm. That was part of a 3-game and 3-day road trip. Not to mention they played Franklin Pierce that night, 1 in 4 sets, only to have to turn around and play St. A's at 11 a.m. the next day. That's a rough task if you're the Eagles. But since then, they've only lost 1 game, and it was to AIC in 5 sets. They were leading in set 2 when they lost set 2 of that match, and then also lost set 4 when leading 24-21 at match point. Chevalier hits it long. They were looking for a tip. They won't get it. 15-9 post, now 10 points away from securing their 8th consecutive win and a sweep of the Penman. Salter gets it over. Chevalier looking for the kill attempt, and it's blocked down by Nuri Shaheed Stevenson. And another timeout called by the Penmen. 16-9 here in set number 3. Let's take you some history on these two teams. When was the last time that they played? Well, it's been quite some time, I believe. If this would pull up for me. Yeah, last time they played was 2021 on the road in Manchester, New Hampshire. The Eagles won that one in 4 sets, 3-1. Last time before that, though, was 2015 when Post won in 5 sets, 3-2. Before that, though, the series was owned by the Penmen. 4 straight wins, all on the road or at neutral sites. 3-0, 3-1, 3-0, and 3-1 between 2008 and 2013. Post has only played 3 matches at home against Southern New Hampshire. This is the first time they've played them at home since 2015. It's been 10 years since these two teams have done battle at the Drumner Center. And before that, it was 2007 and 2003. So seeing them on average about 7 years or so here at the Drumner Center. But this is the first time these two teams have faced off in 4 years. Timeout is over. We're back at it. As that was your little history recap of these two teams and their standings with each other. Post currently leads the all-time series 6-5 after winning those last 2 matches, as Nuri Shaheed Stevenson goes up for the easy kill, makes it 17-9. If Post were to win this one, they'd be 7-5 in the all-time matchups, and they would be winners of 3 in a row overall in the all-time series. Salter gets it over. Chevalier Set it up for Miles over there. It was Davila who did so. Blocked down nicely by the Eagle defense, and it's now 18-9. Post is now doubled up the Penman here in set number 3. Salter just gets it over. Dug out by Chevalier. Miles with the set. Chevalier with the kill attempt out of bounds. 19-9. Penman coming into the match had a team attack percentage of .060. Opponents were attacking at a .260 rating. As for the Eagles, a 189 with opponents attacking at a 112. Chevalier set up. Blocked down. What a save by Isabella Oliver. And then Catalina Luzader's barely able to get it over. We continue on. Miles. And it's blocked down by Shahid Stevenson and Christina Parrish. What a wacky sequence. A great diving play by Isabella Oliver. And then a tremendous hit over by Catalina Luzader. Keeps the point alive, and the Post Eagles end up winning it. 20-9 Eagles here in set number 3. Chevalier set up for, blocked down, and it's going to stay on Post side. Luzader and Shahid Stevenson couldn't get the job done. That's going to end a 6-0 run for the Eagles out of the Penman timeout. 20-10 here in set number 3. Eagles 5 points away from a sweep. Ibrahimi is going to be back to serve and hits it right into the net. 4 points more for the Eagles, and they'll have their 8th victory of the year. Eliana Ortiz is going to check in now for, I don't know, Isabella Oliver's saying she wants to come out now. Well, that was the rotation they had to do anyways. Lola Chagnon's going to come into the game for the first time today, and her and Christina Parrish are sharing a laugh. And as Parrish walks off the court for what could potentially be the last time today, we want to give a quick shout-out to her dad, Vladimir, for being a longtime viewer of all the streams and sometimes DMing the Go Post Eagles account to share his insights and thoughts into the game and cheering on his daughter and the rest of the Eagles team here, who's looking to move to 21-3 on the year. Ortiz nearly hits us with the kill as it was off of Ibrahimi on the dig attempt, and it's 22-10 as that was Lola Chagnon who was just serving. He had a top 10 play a minute ago from Oliver. Everybody getting involved for the Eagles. Alexa Arnold has the Eagle on the bench right now as that Lola Chagnon delivers the serve into the back of the head of Nuri Shahid Stevenson. I apologize. That was a little bit unexpected. Everybody kind of got a good laugh out of that one, but went a little too low on that one, and it goes into the back of the head of the front line of Luzader and Shahid Stevenson. That one's a little all over the place. So the Penman with a little mini 2-0 run going here as the Eagles are trying to compose themselves after what had just happened moments ago. I'm trying to compose myself of what happened just moments ago. You don't see that too often. Davila gets it over. Luzader sets up Shahid Stevenson. Carroll with the dig. And going up for Chevalier. It's blocked down by Luzader and Nuri Shahid Stevenson. And Post now 2 points away as Alexa Arnold and Alani Duncan will check in for Nuri Shahid Stevenson. I thought I saw somebody else come off. I'm not really sure. Might have been Groves. I don't see Groves out there. Might have been Groves. Arnold just delivers it in there, and Post now 1 point away. Chevalier couldn't dig it out. The Eagles will give you some final numbers if this is the end here. Arnold looking to win it for the Eagles. Match point here. Chevalier digs it out. Davila signed, sealed, and delivered. Post University soars to an 8th straight victory, a sweeping victory over the Penman here at the Drumner Center to move to 7-5 in the all-time series. 3rd straight win against the Penman all-time, in the all-time series, I should say. Christina Parrish leads the way with 16 kills, a .256 hit percentage. Alyssa Groves leads the way with 17 digs for the Eagles and 18 assists for Alicia DiFrancesco lead the way for your Eagles. 6 block assists for Nuri Shahid Stevenson. On the SNHU side, 7 kills for Jordan Carroll. We said her name a lot today. Sophie Chevalier with 9 kills to lead the way, but a .040 negative hit percentage. SNHU attacked at a .056 hit percentage for the game. 23 assists total for them as a team. Davila led the way with 18. 17 digs for Ibrahimi led the way for SNHU. And that'll do it here for another win for Post. They now move to 11-0 at home this season, maintaining their perfect record, an 8-game win streak, 21-3 so far this year. No more post-game interviews for the season at the coach's request to do so, unless we are interviewing head coach Tiffany Verney, but we're not going to do that tonight in a non-conference matchup. We'll save that for another day. So for that, Mike Vesci signing off from the Drubner Center. Post wins in 3 sets, 25-12, twice over, with a 25-22 set win in set 2. Eagles cruise to their 8th straight victory. Mike Vesci signing off from the Drubner Center on another Post win here at home.